Welcome everyone to Busting Out. I am Chris Parrish alongside with my Brunch Buster brother, Bobby Munson, and we are specially guested. Holy, I almost messed that one up already. with
Off
the
the rails,
amazing, beautiful Lauren Goodnight. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really nice to be up at dark 30 on a Sunday. It's fantastic. It's like getting up and going to church, only we get to talk about wrestling bullshit. I'm about it. Let's go.
I mean that's my holy grail.
Yeah.
It's true.
And,
the Father, the Son, and the Adam Cole. Yeah.
Baby. Thank you for making history, by the way. Did you know that you're making history on Busting Out tonight?
Oh, that's right. I'm the first person who
has female genitalia. Yes,
that's right. The first AFAB, the first assigned female at birth who's hanging out here.
Yeah. So yeah,
pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited to get to play in the pool, and hopefully we'll have a really good time and go a little off the rails.
Oh yeah,
just a little.
For our listeners right now, do you want to just give them a chance to explain more about like who you are, what you do? Just get them a little bit more acclimated to who you are. But before you do that, we do have a tradition, and Bobby, I know you know this tradition.
Oh, of course.
Because I personally like to make fun of little trends. There was this thing called the Tide Pod Challenge, right? We have what we like to call the Olay Pod Challenge, which is very stupid, but it's very fun. What we ask all of our guests is that you get to your microphone and you yell Olay as loud as you can. And that way you have completed the Olay Pod Challenge.
I don't see why not. All right. Just letting everybody know I'm about to yell something. Nothing's wrong. It's fine. Cool. Back to broadcast. Okay. Olay, you said? Olay?
Olay.
Okay.
Olay.
Olay.
That was fantastic.
That was easily the best one.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close. And Baz are coming in saying under 2 minutes, and Parrish says genitalia. Good day, boy.
Yeah, that's right. We're
off to a great start.
Bastard and girl.
We've also used like proper discussion on actual gender, which is like assigned female at birth, assigned male at birth. We don't have to actually do a whole bunch of talking, but we get the biology out of the way. So
sometimes
good job, man.
Sometimes we're scientific as well.
Yep, you got us on the right track. Good job. But yeah, what I just did actually kind of like explains who I am and why I started getting to where I was to get here. I worked for several years as an actor in anime, and I was a writer and reviewer and a commentator for a long time. I have been doing broadcast sex education as well as seminars and things like that on safe sex and safe BDSM, etc. And I retired a while ago. I retired right before the pandemic, and it's been a great time as a retiree. I've gotten to become far more of a fan, because before being a fan, I was reporting, and that was really just exhausting. But I got to become a fan again around the pandemic. And now I guess I'm going back into broadcasting, only it's going to be doing something a little different, and I'm excited.
Any insight to what that could be?
I'm really enjoying this Twitch thing because this is the third round. This is the second round this weekend, which is really funny because I'm not watching WrestleMania. I'm watching everything else, but I'm not watching WrestleMania. So.
That is fine. You are a big AEW supporter.
I am. I'm Correct? A big AEW supporter, big into GCW, NJPW, TJPW, Stardom, Dragon's Gate.
Who are some of your favorites that you like to watch? Like who are some of the reasons to why like you're having such a great time being, as you said, a fan? Like who are the people you're tuning into every week and enjoying your fix of pro wrestling?
My very, very, very favorite right now is Mox, is John Moxley. With a very close second, Adam Page. So I'm really enjoying the current AEW storyline. Just so much fun. I've seen Mox wrestle twice. He's, a really cool dude. And I'm, that's what gets me excited is showing up, seeing what the Blackpool Combat Club is doing because Wheeler Yuta's fantastic. Ricky Starks is also someone I, am big on, very big on. Yuka Sakazaki, I really love. Hikaru Shida. If Shida shows up, I'm just done. I just have to sit back and be like, you can't make me more gay. You just can't. I can't be more gay. So that's obviously a stretch. But I'm really excited to see what Mercedes Moné is doing. I'm enjoying. What is Bobby's back? Okay, Ed said he would like to announce his resignation from OLE with cause being Bobby's background. Of course, it's Jay White, and we know that Ed has the worst taste in wrestlers because he doesn't understand that this should have been instead of WrestleMania weekend, this should have been 2 nights of Jay White.
That's right. 2 nights of Jay White. That's all you want, Ed. You're just upset because he didn't show up last night because they're saving the big surprise for tonight. So don't worry about it. We got you covered. No need to resign. Jay White is going to be there for you. And guess what? One of these days I'm going to work it out and get him to give you a big old hug.
I've had a big old hug from him. It's a very nice big old hug.
He seems like a very nice man.
He's not. No, he really is. It's very hard to get him to he's a pretty kind guy. It's very hard to get him to break character at all. And I got him to break character. It was one of those wonderful moments. And sort of the rest of the event, we were the Bullet Club block party in 2019, and we got to meet everybody. It was a lot of fun, and then we got to party with them later in the year, and that was just a lot of fun. But Jay's great, but it's crazy when he breaks character. You can tell he's not a piece of shit, which is nice. It's nice. I don't like standing a piece of shit.
So a good clip of this podcast is we do not endorse pieces of shit.
Hey! Excellent. This is not a safe space for piece of shit.
Oh man! And the one time I was hoping Mr. Hanky was going to follow us on Twitch too.
Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I saw what. Where was he? Andy said in the chat. That was very sweet. I will sign your forehead. I will happily sign your forehead.
Yeah. Making dreams come true here today.
He's been a really good supporter, even when times have been pretty rough for me. And he's supporting people like Amaranth. And so for me to be, someone that he follows, that's, that makes my heart feel good.
Well, my heart feels good when Noob and Co shows up as well too. So good to see you in the chat.
Hey, it's good to meet you, Noob.
I guess this is a good time. We don't have to really dive into the situation if nobody wants to, but as a friend of this person, I just want to go out and say, no matter what happened, I will always stand out and support my good friend Giselle Shaw through all the crap she has to go through. So no need for any of that. But here at Olay, me personally, just want to send all the love and support to Giselle Shaw right now. Go get him, girl.
The really quick and dirty version of this is that Giselle and other trans people were harassed at an indie event this weekend for being trans by Rick Steiner, and it was a very unfortunate situation. Hate has no place in wrestling, and you see people like Dalton Castle say it. You see most of the women on roster say it. You see Eddie Kingston say it, and so it's a terrible thing.
I just want to cut in for 1 second. Brian Carter, of course, nothing but love for you. In fact, my love is all reserved for you, my friend, because without you, I just can't do these shows. You're there for me every single time. Appreciate it, my friend.
Oh, and, another wonderful person to meet. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And Barry Monkey coming in, I read that. It was, and sadly wasn't surprised. Well, it's not surprising that it still happens, but it's sad that it still happens at the same time. Brian Carter saying, well, I hadn't heard that. Yeah, it's not good news at all.
It is just an example of what's becoming a trend. I'm not sure if it's worldwide if we're having this problem, but the queer community in America has been put on the major victims list for hate crimes, and once everybody just sort of accepted that was going to be the case, it got worse and worse. And we're in a situation where, I don't know, is there a way out besides compassion? And you can't teach compassion. Sorry.
No, that's beautifully said. Perfectly said.
It's just amazing to me that we've lived in a world where, you have constant amount of people reaching out for advice. You have a constant amount of people wanting to learn how to become better. And we look at people like our elders, like a Rick Steiner, especially in the world of pro wrestling, to help the young youth. And then this is what he does. And it's just like, man, I remember as a younger wrestler saying, hey, what's the best piece of advice? And I'd be told, sometimes it's a lot easier to shut your mouth and open your ears. And then we're seeing the people that have said this piece of advice to us later do stuff like that. And it's almost just unfortunate to see. So Rick Steiner, sometimes you need to shut your mouth and open your ears, my friend, because you are a representative of the next generation with your son doing a lot of great work. How dare you put that unnecessary flack on your boy? That is not a smart father move.
It doesn't take Steiner math to know you fucked up.
Oh, you had 33 1/3 chance to not be an idiot, and you've made Scott Steiner look like an angel. Wow.
Man, this is a really unfortunate unfortunate situation, and you can see it in the hate that other trans and queer performers get. And I'm not just looking at Twitter, but I'm mainly looking at Twitter because it's basically unmoderated now, so you get to see some truly horrible things, and that spills over into just like baseline misogyny, and you get things like the tragedy of Hana Kimura. You get much smaller situations, much smaller, like Riho getting completely off of social media, and Eddie Kingston quitting Twitter in solidarity. So you just see, interesting sides of the people who shut their mouth and opened their ears. And I think that, hearing that from you is very, very heartening. It's very nice. I'm very proud. Very proud to be on the show. Good job, guys.
Thank you. And I think it's time now to talk about something a little bit more positive. Kind of why we were all brought together, and that is professional wrestling. Yes, it is WrestleMania weekend, but what else stood out this weekend so far in the pro wrestling world? Because, as you said earlier, Lauren, you're not the biggest WWE supporter, but you do like and love professional wrestling. You have other interests. What has stood out to you this weekend besides WrestleMania?
I would have said Bloodsport. I know it was amazing. The problem is, of course, that's Fight Plus. And I think the concept of Fight Plus, like right now, maybe isn't the best thing, especially for someone who only watches maybe 6 or 7 pay-per-views a year. So there are some that I just missed. The TJPW show was lovely. I saw bits and pieces. I haven't gotten to finish it. I had to fast forward through parts of it. The last few days have been pretty busy. I'm getting ready for surgery next week. I apologize. I found just the fan events, the pictures we were getting from fan events, and all of the positivity. Like, that was almost better than the wrestling because it was so, it just felt right. Like, you had Effie's Big Gay Brunch, you had Spring Break, you had the whole run of events and people just having fun, seeing fans have fun, seeing talent get into it on, the biggest weekend. It's better than the wrestling for me. If you can tell, like, one of the things I used to report on was social media posts and how people were sort of presenting themselves to the public outside of wrestling as well. And so it's kind of something that's always going to be part of my perspective is the crowd hot. And like for NJPW shows, the crowd doesn't get hot. It's not allowed. The crowd just doesn't get hot. So it's harder to watch those sitting all the way through. And, I don't know, man. Some of it was tough to watch simply because they haven't gotten the more complex camera angles and broadcast lighting down. Like this is garbage broadcast lighting. And you'll see it like in NJPW shows because they just don't, have American broadcast standards. So that makes it hard to watch some of the more indie shows, or I find it is. And I find that that's something that also limits other people to it. But mostly I'm sad I haven't gotten to see Bloodsport. Yeah. Oh. But watching people have fun at the events surrounding Mania has been just the best. Like, that's better than anything that's happened in the ring for me. Except Seth's outfit.
Seth's outfit.
Seth's John Paul Gaultier meets Rihanna. Holy shit. That was drippy. That was fashion. He came out in a hot pink titty corset. I was just like, damn. And if I could be really, really politically incorrect, like really, don't clip this. No, I'm not going to say it. But it was that was an extraordinary moment in wrestling fashion. And he moved like the damn Met Gala. So, if it was silly at one point.
He was trying to be the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland, I swear.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It really felt Rihanna-ish to me. It was stunningly well done. And it almost felt like the actual like the outfit under the crazy coat, the harness and everything. It felt sort of Jeff Jarrett meets HBK if it were designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier in the late 1990s. So it's just kind of neat. I don't know. I found that to be one of the most impressive parts. And I looked through the rest of the ring gear and it just wasn't amazing. Mysterio's was pretty dang nice, but
we might have just broken a whole new thing here. I was just going to say fashion for the first time on Busting Out. This is fantastic.
I hate to be a stereotype.
Again, I have a Hamburglar hat on. How is that not fashionable?
I don't know, man. If you like have the right jacket with that Hamburglar hat, you have the right jacket and like you have that slightly hip forward look. It's just like it's how you wear it, man. It's how you wear it.
And we got Brian.
I have a t-shirt, sweats on. Yeah, I'm really killing the fashion statement right now.
Well, yeah, of course. Ed mentioned in that himself. There, no parachute. It's not.
Hey, you don't like Jay White? What would you know about fashion, Ed?
Ooh.
I see. Here's the thing. I have a Jay White story. I'll tell the Jay White story about fashion.
Yeah.
It's a Jay White story about fashion after I answer that question. Yes, I will watch some PPW matches. Thank you for the recommendation. I really appreciate it. I love seeing good production values. I love seeing good camera angles. I love seeing things like that. So PPW does it.
Camera guy's a loser, total loser. That guy, he sucks.
But he's a Jay White fan.
Huh? Should I totally miss that shit?
No. Please support PPW. Please.
I will support PPW. They for real, and thank you. For real.
I can't down talk my own company.
The
realization. I was just down talking myself. I am the company.
Oh, it's Munson. Jesus Christ, boy.
Yes. Oh, we got some good sound clips already today. This is fantastic.
We really do.
I'm so glad I didn't say what I was gonna say. I'd be so canceled. There are things that everybody thinks and no one wants to say, and I'm so proud to not say things sometimes.
And we were taught from the young age that peer pressure is something you need to overcome. Who would have thought that your mouth is part of that peer pressure and needs to overcome? Right?
Yeah.
But we're talking fashion of all things.
Yes.
Of this. Who do you say is one of the most fashionable wrestlers right now? And who, if you were to put a Mount Rushmore of fashion wrestlers, who's on your Mount Rushmore? Yeah.
Okay, this is an amazing question. Thank you. Yeah. I love a really unique question. Yeah, good job. Get on the pedestal, man.
That one deserves a Barry Horowitz if you ever needed one.
Yeah, I job too when I'm in the ring.
Okay. So the most fashionable right now, I want to say, please forgive me. The most fashionable right now, it's between.
Is it Naked Midian?
No.
Wow.
No.
How about no?
So you were asking who I think it is. Seth is one of them. He's pretty much, unless he's in the gym, he looks like someone you will always look at. And that's the point of fashion. It's to accentuate what you look at and to make it interesting. So, and evoke an emotion, even if that emotion is, but if you want to go away from the WWE, I love Hangman. He wears it perfect. He's got Wrangler shirts, Dolly Parton shirts. The butterfly jeans were iconic all autumn long last year. So I don't know. I want to say in the most casual sense, just the most casual sense. We're not talking like high fashion. You gotta look at the journalism teacher from Virginia. He wears it well. It doesn't matter if it's designer, it's how you wear it.
I would love to see Hangman Adam Page just do a Yellowstone type inspired gear set. That would be fantastic.
That would be amazing with like a bear somewhere on it, like maybe on the tights. Oh my God, I want that. Now I really, really want that. But the Mount Rushmore is easy. Like that's super duper easy to come up with. It's got to be Shawn Michaels, Goldust, Vince McMahon, and fourth has got to be something like really recent, iconic. Okada.
Okay.
Okada. Possibly Balor, but that would be back when he was a model for Armani, and that was back in Japan. So it would be like younger Balor.
I really thought you were going to put a upcoming Rock when he had all those shirts.
Those were pretty rad. B. Carter called me out. Why didn't I put Ric Flair? Oh, damn. Oh, I should have put Ric Flair instead of Okada. I apologize. It was a jacket thing. It was a robe thing. And B. Carter is completely correct that Ric Flair should have that place. I apologize.
Mount Rushmore officially has 5 faces now.
And one of them is Finn fucking Balor. He has his own fashion line though, and I have several pieces. It's really casual. Some of it's sort of athleisure, but there's just a really nice pop art feel, and it goes really well. It's very indie.
Let's go back to
Ed wants to know favorite pieces of wrestling merch. Oh shit. All right. My favorite piece of wrestling merch is the original art for page 16 of issue 1 of the WWE Attitude Era comic.
Nice.
The opening picture
right there.
The opening picture for the comic version of Three Faces of Foley, which was them obviously sitting at table for 3. It was really good, and I was able to buy it directly from the artist, which is my favorite kind of merch.
Wow.
That was, when you look back at that original promo where Mick Foley was able to do all the faces of Foley, that's still pretty cool to think about, even though, yeah, it's from a time where maybe the video editing was not at its highest, but there's just the visual of seeing that was so cool. Just seeing, and then you see that in a Rumble later on when he's all 3. Like, Mick Foley does not get enough credit when it comes to that stuff, I think.
You're absolutely right. He gets, he's known for all the hardcore stuff, Foley is, but his character work was so natural that I think that might be why he's remembered for his really crazy stunts rather than the amazing character work. Cause it was perfect. It was perfect stuff.
I think the amazing character. Oh, sorry. I was going to say the amazing character work's what makes him stand out above the average hardcore wrestler and stuff like that too, because they kind of get lumped up into being the same person. All these people interchangeable within some of the hardcore deathmatch type style, where Foley, because he was such a character, stood out from the pack, but he backed it up with being able to put on good wrestling when it came down to the wrestling side as well too.
Yes. And I'm so excited. I'm excited to
shadow. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, like, his wrestling and his hardcore casts such a large shadow that sometimes it's hard for the other things to, get that proper respect, because, my God, is he just good at taking an ass kicking?
Yeah, exactly. And in our extreme obsession right now with death matches, which, just give me death matches all the time. I love that shit. But with the obsession with those right now, Foley needs to be in the conversation every single conversation. Every single time someone opens their mouth, they should be saying, the reason I am here is because I watched Mick Foley. All of the millennial wrestlers, all the millennial wrestling fans, and a whole bunch of Gen Xers really need to just say, the reason I'm a fan of that is because of what Foley did for the sport.
One of my first introductions to, John Moxley and the Dean Ambrose character was when they were trying to shoot that angle between him and Mick Foley, and it was Ambrose going up to Foley and like blaming him for setting, people back like with his stuff. And it was just, that was such a missed opportunity in my eyes, because that would have just been so fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. How much of a get would GCW and the death matches be if somebody like Mick Foley, of all people, who are really the face of the death match, would be there to kind of like, hey, like, I don't endorse you killing yourself for entertainment, but at the same time,
he did that.
He did that. Art to it. Yeah.
No, he did that. He literally showed up in GCW to announce a Nick Gage match. It might have been Nick versus John for the title, but it was a Nick Gage match. And he showed up and he said, "I wish I weren't here. I wish this kind of wrestling wasn't still around." That said, whip each other's asses. Obviously, that's not exactly how he said it, but yeah, he's done it. He's done exactly what you're saying he should be doing.
Okay.
I just think he only did it once though. So he's not with GCW.
He must have been paid a lot of money if he does not want to be pro deathmatch anymore. You'd have to think.
I think that was character work. That was.
I know, Bobby, you love the deathmatch.
Oh.
That's right there. That is a man of culture.
Yeah,
I see he is a man of culture too.
He's pulling your leg a little bit. I'm not big on the deathmatch style.
No. Well,
it's not my cup of tea. It's fine. I know people have their niche and stuff like that. I'm more old school. I'm more of a catch as catch can wrestling style fan. But teach their own. I'm not nagging.
So what is it about the death match that lusts your attention?
I love novelty.
Okay.
And it's not so much a shock value that comes with this kind of novelty, because, I've seen the violence of it before. I find it very interesting to see how to choreograph that kind of violence. How that sort of comes about, what it looks like, how important the visuals are, how extreme some of the visuals are. You can look at the visuals for several death matches and go, that looks like a fucking Renaissance painting. Or they had to know that camera angle was going to happen. Great job. And that happens for me in a lot of flippy matches and death matches. It's hard to do that with traditional grappling. It's hard to have that instant visceral reaction as a fan, at least for me. I'm not saying anything else is boring. I love like Ricky Starks. He doesn't do that shit. So, both are super duper great, and I love both. But I think that the iconography you get with a death match it can just be so exciting and so shareable, and you feel like you've gone through a catharsis by watching it. You've been through something with that person by being so emotionally involved through the use of blood and pain and violence. And I think that's part of wrestling entirely. But this just pushes it all the way to the ceiling. Or the basement, depending on what you think of the kind of matches.
It's really messed up in wrestling how much adrenaline can make you a sucker for punishment. And you're just allowed to test your body more and more and more. And like, you can just test that threshold of pain. Because getting hit with stuff sucks. I hated being in those matches. But at the same time, man, you get a cool looking battle scar, and my God, people are just asking you, hey man, how'd you get that? Or can I get you a drink? You're a champ. And like, man, like, people want to know the stories behind every little bruise, every little scar, and it's actually quite amazing, but it sucks. It sucks to endure at times.
I hate that these humans that love physicality and like to take care of the bodies and entertain people in whatever way they can. I always am kind of like, man, I got to worry about your psyche. I got to worry about like your brain pan, which sucks.
Yeah, Parrish.
Hey, you can eat healthy cereals, but Fruit Loops are always a winner.
I look specifically at John Moxley, and this is all just like me being a commentator and not a person who is on the inside. But he blades about 40-50% of the matches, 40-50% of the matches.
You don't say.
And here's the thing about that, and this is pretty serious to think about, but you can tie it back into his sort of phoenix out of addiction. You can attest sort of that kind of behavior to the mindset of almost pre-addiction people. But also you can categorize it as self-harm. You can categorize it as this is a psychological condition, and cool, he can get past it and make money from it. Make that bag. But man, I just kind of, if the psychological pain is so bad that you need that to feel better, I just feel so sad. That sucks so bad. But the matches are great.
I have to say, I love the irony, Bobby, that you're wearing a Slipknot shirt right now.
What are you talking about? I still found it amusing the one time when I walked in to bring the cameras to the one show, and the guys were like, okay, we're using you in a spot tonight. I'm like, awesome. And they're like, okay, here's the plan. We're going to call you into the ring. We're going to hit you with a chair a whole bunch, and then you're going to blade and bleed out all over the place. I'm like, okay, sounds good. I was like, where's the blade? And they started like, you crazy bastard, you would have done that too, wouldn't you? And I'm like, okay, now what's the actual plan for tonight?
Yeah, blades are always going to be like in wrist tape and belts and stuff, and sometimes in hair, but really that's rare. It's mostly in wrist tape, and I fucking hate it.
It's coming in saying, Oli needs a shirt with Lauren's face and says, just make that bag. I'm going to one up his idea.
Just make that bag, baby.
I'm going to one up that. We either need fanny packs or actual backpacks.
Fanny packs!
Yeah, fanny packs.
Make that bag fanny packs. I'll do it. Shit.
Mm-hmm. That's a marketing genius idea right there.
I got artist friends.
That's psyche, man. It's the Fruit Loops going around and around and around and around.
That's right. That's right. That's thoughts right there. That's proper marketing thinking. Good job.
Toucan. I mean, Sam's flying into that window saying, I got an idea. I got an idea.
Ed's saying Cocoa Pebbles for the win, but I think if you're going to go down the path of that type of cereal, then you might as well go with the Reese Peanut Butter Cup. One's already there, Ed. There's only one way to go when it comes to chocolate, and that's adding peanut butter.
Yeah, I do love a Reese's Peanut Butter, but I think if you're going for breakfast cereal, I mean, what's going to beat Lucky Charms? What could beat Lucky Charms?
That's, if you want a sugar blast, that's right up there, that's for sure.
Does Cody bleed tonight? Fuck yeah. That man is he's either gonna bleed or he's gonna just
adrenaline,
like have,
makes you do dumb things, and he has adrenaline in his soul.
Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, it's absolutely gonna bleed tonight.
Okay, let's pose this question because I think it's actually amazing. Who would have thought 5 years ago you would have, or maybe not even 5, let's go 3. When AEW started, who would have thought that we would have heard that theme song in a WWE video game before an AEW video game? And who would have thought we would hear that as the new world champion? Because it's going to happen before he was an AEW world champion. Crazy world we live in.
Yep. It all moves so fast. It really does. Yeah. And I'm so glad that song doesn't have any copyright infringement on it, because otherwise my channel would have got hit with another one when I had to build that video.
I am so happy that I am followed by that band, because I feel I can try to work my way into getting
get him here. Get him here.
Oh man, I want to. I really do. They have to be playing him out live.
That's got to be a given.
Oh, I mean, that would be
they only write music for like everyone on that roster.
I will find footage of that. It's like Seth's entrance. I will find footage of that, because that's just got to be insane. That's going to be amazing. God, I want to know what the Bloodline are going to do. You just can't out entrance Cody because of like the Cody Lander outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Incredible.
He's like he's got to come up like shirtless and double oiled up. I don't know, man. That's a bit much.
Roman's gonna be trying to grab him like they do when they have those festivals where you try to grab the pig in the pens and stuff. Then Cody'll just keep slipping through his arms.
Oh God. Yes. Oh my God. Oh. I wish we could have that kind of Looney Tunes shit in the main event. Funny wrestling is great. It doesn't get enough love right now.
It's definitely a different art.
Yeah, Danhausen. Fuck yeah, Danhausen. Fuck yeah, OC. It's good stuff. Effie and oh my God, Effie.
Well, love Effie. We've talked about him in death matches, but even Jon Moxley, like some of his stuff as Dean Ambrose was hilarious.
Yes, and his stuff on the indies still is hilarious. The kiss with Effie. That was so perfectly done.
Do you think he knows how funny he actually is? Because he could not understand Vince always liking him in that role, because it just didn't seem like he thought that he was funny. But I still remember when he threw something in Seth Rollins' face because he just dumped ice on him, like the ice bucket thing, and he just like tossed the bucket in his face. He's like, "What? It's for charity!" Boom, and then beat him up. Like that was just hilarious.
It was so.
I still laugh hard when I see that. His delivery is perfect.
Yes, he could deliver anything, and it's funny, and he's just a good actor. Whether he sees himself as a good comedian or not, he is a very good actor and a very good improv actor as well. So I don't know, man. I don't know if he thinks he's funny, but he probably knows for sure other people think he's funny. Most people who are like super duper funny don't really.
I want to touch
don't really think they're funny. Yeah.
want to touch on this for a second. Ed say,
Yeah.
what if they get March of the Tribal Chiefs and have all of them on the ramp? So that would be including Sika, Kishi, Jacob, I believe, Jacob's little brother. I mean, man, I'd pop huge if they could get Jacob Fatu in the building to be part of that kind of thing, especially with the tensions going on with MLW right now. But it is so needed. And not to say that, you know, we had Joseph Samael on the show on a Thursday night, and he did say that something is coming for Jacob Fatu sooner rather than later. He alluded to it with us. He did say that him and Fatu have a lot of plans coming up very, very soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if something's being worked on, which good for him, because Jacob Fatu is a damn star. He really is.
I love it. Fatu. I love it when these guys make money. Make that bag. Just do it. You know, keep it ethical, but make that bag.
And that was something I was going to add. Like, anybody who knows that Samoan like culture, it's such a beautiful culture, and it's one that like you're almost infatuated with, you know, how much they really respect what family is. It's such a very non-materialistic culture, which I think is just amazing. So if they do something like that to showcase that culture, I think that would be so amazing for everyone to see, especially if they do something like a montage, because I would love and die to see Yokozuna one last time on screen.
Yeah,
because I just love that man. Like, he is just amazing. Seeing like the ones that are no longer with us, oh, that'd be such a beautiful touch.
Yeah, and
I'd be down for that.
Up there as well too. Yeah.
Oh, that would be so great. It just would. Oh man.
Yeah.
That Ed, you should be booking this.
I like it. Ed knew how to get to my soft spot there, because he knows I love that family, of course, too. And especially after being able to speak to Lance and, you know, in such great length and stuff on our show the one time, it was just, you know, a real treat to learn more about the family and the family dynamic and everything like that as well, too. And again, speaking on all that, it would be really cool if Lance was able to make that appearance as well, too. If MLW could just bury this hatchet temporarily with WWE to allow those two to appear tonight would be awesome. Really awesome. So now you got my hopes up, Ed. Thanks.
But instead, we'll get Jay White.
That's right. We'll get Jay White. There we go. Jay
White. And then he'll be on Raw the next day. So it will be 2 nights of Jay White.
Oh, yeah. Ed's getting what he wants.
And then he'll just go on NXT just so Ed has to talk about him on Taking Over on this Tuesday.
And a replay package on Friday night.
Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of Jay White, I told you I had a fashion story for him.
Yes.
So he was doing a Q&A at the Bullet Club block party. And I asked a member of the press question, and I said, because he looked so like he was great. He was wearing a suit. He had on fantastic shoes. I said, you know, Lauren Goodnight I was with Rumbling Rumors at the time. Lauren Goodnight with Rumbling Rumors. Can I ask you, who made the shoes you're wearing? Like, or like, yeah, it was like, you know, who are you wearing? But for shoes, I don't remember the exact question. And he was sort of taken aback, and he just sort of said, "I got them at Aldo." You know, it's a shoe place, and
I have Aldos.
Yeah, we have Aldos here too.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, Aldos, and he sort of lost his forward momentum for about 0.5 seconds. And it's one of those moments, if you make him break, you just feel good. You feel good.
How cool would it be if you painted those Aldos like yellow and green? And he's like, what are you wearing? Aldos. But Aldo Montoya's. Yeah. That's levels.
Buddy.
Got to represent the Portuguese man of war. Come on. Hashtag Aldo Montoya.
Hashtag justice for Aldo.
Yes.
Is he making an appearance tonight?
I don't think so. I mean, it would be just incredible, but I just don't think it'll happen.
No, it'd be more likely you would see like Haku make an appearance. Even you'd be more likely to see Haku make an appearance than Aldo.
Well, hold on. Just because we don't want to have him feel left out, he gets a weekend appearance right there.
Looking rad.
I did not know we had that. That is awesome.
Put him.
I managed
on
to
the
swing
fashion.
that in that short period of time for us.
I'm so happy you did that.
Put him on the fashion.
Sometimes I'm okay with pushing buttons.
Sometimes.
Take Finn Balor off. Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh.
I was wrong about Finn. It's got to be Jushin Thunder Liger. He did so much for wrestling gear and lucha fashion really got better after Liger elevated it. Tiger Mask didn't do what Liger could do.
We were talking about Ric Flair in that category earlier, and I'd be really remiss to say his daughter has really stepped up on the robe game. Charlotte's robes have been absolutely fantastic as of late. The one she had last night was amazing.
Her fashion, her fashion is tops. It was really bad for like a year and a half there, but she brought it back around. She doesn't look horrible. And, she gets
probably
bullied
she's
online.
Making that bag, right?
Mm-hmm. But she still gets bullied online because, she is a wrestler. She has to have her nose redone because it gets broken all the time. She has to have her teeth redone because they knock the implants out over time. She had to have her breast redone, and she got, so much shit for that. It's a popped implant. She's going to have that material in her for the rest of her life. So, if we were talking about bullying earlier, I just wanted to tack that on and say we are Charlotte supporters in this house.
Yep. I don't think a lot of people expect me to know this thing, but even with implants for the breast, you still have to get them redone after every 10 years, or else they're gonna just be crap anyway.
Yeah, they will harden and leak. They do disintegrate over time, especially because the human body, has a pH level. So
this is gonna be one of the best segues. But speaking of aesthetics, Lauren, I know you're a fan of this. Triple H has approved a new world title design. What do we think, and what other titles do we feel in pro wrestling needs a makeover? And for fun, what is everyone's favorite design?
Wait, have they shown the design yet?
No.
Okay, I was about to lose my mind that I hadn't seen it. Great.
I'm so giddy for this.
Go for it. Make it crazy. Make it big. Make it a weird size. Make it covered in bling. Absolutely cover that bitch in bling. Lots of enamel work. I would love to see some really creative enamel work or some cloisonné enamel work if you wanted to get kind of cool and old school looking with it, but antique-y with it. Because I haven't seen a belt really do that yet. But new and shiny would be great. Lots and lots of jewels, lots of bling, lots of bright, no burnished metal. We want big and bright and crazy. The best one ever, though, it was the heavyweight title for IWGP NJPW back before the groin point, which is what they've got now. It points straight to the
had when he was there.
No, the one Jay White held.
Oh, okay.
So the one right before that, the one that was in the G129, which was when I really started watching NJPW, and I really love that belt. I think it's great. I wish more belts were that massive, ostentatious, and crazy. To see WWE stay with such a basic belt for so long has been kind of shitty. To see Danielson bring in the hemp belt, that was badass. There was turquoise in that shit. Great.
Yeah.
Bring in amazing new
feel
stuff.
The teal, man. Feel the teal.
Yeah. I just like.
I felt that teal. I felt that teal.
Made it fun.
Yeah.
Sorry,
because
Bobby?
their belts are awful. Their belts are so bad.
Wait, whose belts are awful?
WWE's. Like just about
right now they certainly are.
They're I mean,
Intercontinental is growing on me. That new design is growing on me.
The Intercontinental, I can live with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Intercontinental
because it's different. I'm tired of the big. Look at us. We can print our logo on every belt and change the strap color, and it's a different belt. No, now it has no personality. No one cares. Retire half your stupid belts and start making them look like something that matters again, and maybe we'll care.
I just love it. We need a new design. What are we going to put on? There's going to be this big ordeal about a new title. It's a fucking W.
Yes, I'm tired of that. I'm definitely tired of a massive W. No, that W takes a serious L. Wait, I think it's this way. Yeah, that's right. L. Massive L. Sorry.
I thought their tagline was "Get the F out," but now I want that title to "Get the F out" as well.
Yeah.
Belt should be biodegradable and basically compost after 6 months. Think of the planet, people.
It means you have to keep defending. It means you can't just disappear for a year and not defend, because it will not exist after 6 months. You must get a new belt in 6 months. I like that. Oh my God! Turnbuckle Studio says better than the big circle with the numbers on it. That was the 24/7 belt, and Nikki Cross was the last person to get that, and she dumped it. It looked so amazing. That visual of her just not giving a shit and just throwing it in the trash as she walked by. That was good. That was good because it showed exactly how much weight that belt had and exactly how much the company really cared about it.
Do you two remember the old foam titles we had? Like there were back in the time, and WWF then had a world title design that they didn't actually use on screen. It was just a new design. Like the foam title that said WWF champion, they didn't use it. It was just a made up foam title that said champion. I saw a graphic of somebody actually making that a title, it was really nice. And I'm like, I know it's very simple, but it still beats the stupid W.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm very curious on what this thing's going to look like, because I love the designs of titles.
And then I love a good belt. Women's titles on WWE already, because my God, they're just the same thing with different straps again. Like, give them something.
Yeah, and the white straps do no one any favors.
No.
You know what I thought was cool, and I shouldn't think it's cool because it's tacky too, was what MJF did with the AEW title, putting in a very, very muted, like very dark brown Burberry, so that you have this dimensionality to the leather. Like, I thought that part was great. I think the fact that it's Burberry is super tacky because, it's so niche. I hope he's getting paid to give Burberry this kind of love. It was like Cody wearing Louboutins for, a year. I was hoping he was getting that shit for free. So yeah, man, I only like that it added dimensionality. I think using different leathers could be, different printed leathers, differently processed leathers, as long as it's a nice, hard, sturdy piece. I think that could be a really great concept for a belt.
Can we just add the snaps back, by the way? Hopefully this one has snaps.
Yes,
no more Velcro.
Oh, snaps on the back. Yeah. Is it Velcro now?
Yeah.
It's been Velcro.
Is the
for
WWE using Velcro?
Yeah. So back when Finn Balor won the Intercontinental title at I remember him winning it, he slides out and then all of a sudden the camera pans into the ring, pans back, and he already has it on. I'm like, how the hell did he get that on so quick? It just boggles my mind. Yeah, and then I found out they had they still have the imprint of the snaps on there, but it's leather, so it doesn't snap on. And I think it just allowed them to, for the bigger people, they're allowed to, use it now and easier access to put back on and off.
That. I do like that then, yeah.
I mean, they had the extenders. Just make larger extenders.
Yeah.
The best part is seeing how awkwardly a little title fits on a bigger guy. It is hilarious.
It's one of the things that I think really sucked is the AEW title when Nyla Rose held it was so tiny. It was like a title from Stardom. It was so tiny. And, I just really wanted to see her wear her title.
Yeah.
I wanted to see her wear her title. And so, I'm always going to root for her because she deserved better than that teeny tiny bracelet strap. And now half the people on the roster wouldn't be able to wear it. The wristwatch of a champion. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That would actually be cool. Like, if there's one thing you can have, it's just like a little wristwatch. Like, I know they made the little mini ones back in the time, and I have one of the big winged eagle, like the.
Oh my god, that's cool!
I need to find that somewhere because it's awesome. Because I'll tell you guys off screen what my plan is for that. It's not dirty; it's actually cute.
I wish that they had made a bracelet out of the hemp belt.
Yeah,
like that would have been a really rad bracelet. Make it a limited edition of like 500 or 1,000 or 750 would probably be fine. And it would just be like a beautiful hemp bracelet with the big piece of metal and with the big piece of wood, my apologies, and like little chips of turquoise. That would be a really cool thing, and I think they really missed out on that. That would have been money.
I agree,
especially if we saw like Brie wearing it. That would be pretty rad. Oh, we get to talk about Dominic.
Yep, I had to bring it up. we were talking off screen about Dominic before we went on, and Barry Monkey saying talking of the 24/7 title, it'd be perfect for Dominic. He's been used to being alert for a 24/7 attack from his time in prison. Story writes itself.
Boy spent 2 hours in like county lockup, and suddenly he's gangsta. Come on, man.
I'm buying it. He's pretty street tough now, isn't he?
I ain't buying shit. You want to know why? You want to know why I ain't buying shit? And why I'm super pissed at WWE this time around?
Have the floor.
So there was he had obviously a media package done for him, a promo package, stressing his time as a convict, the non-existent time as a convict. Like, we're not talking about Nick Gage here. We're talking about Dominic fucking Mysterio. He would have put getting a speeding ticket into that lineup. But if you look at the imagery that was used, the pictures that I suppose were Googled and used, one of them is Tower 1 of Auschwitz. Someone took a picture. They weren't 100% sure. So I went ahead and did a little digging. I found pictures from the New York Times and from Reuters that were very similar angles and were absolutely, they added a picture of Auschwitz into a promo package about Dominic Mysterio. It was extraordinarily insulting. And you gotta think somebody had to know. You can't just let that go by. Auschwitz looks like Auschwitz.
I mean, who's the fact checker on WWE these days that missed that big mistake?
Hire me. I'm fast. I will get your shit done. I'm part of Community, the Community series, like the notes groups on Twitter, and I now write notes and do fact checking as consistently now as I did during the entire pandemic. But now I do it with some more clout. So here you go. Here you damn go. I went and found it, made absolutely sure it was what it was. And I'm not sure it's still in the package in the replays. I hope somebody can tell us, but unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
So somebody named Tyler Durden, this guy right here, was working in WWE this weekend and got that taken care of for any of you Fight Club fans out there that got that reference.
But on a positive note, what is acceptable is seeing Lauren Goodnight on a variety of channels. And Ed saying, if you enjoyed Lauren on today's edition of Busting Out, don't forget to check out Ladies Wrestling Showcase from this week on the Natural Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel. So you can always go and check that out. And then
we had so much
hashtag
fun.
Hire Lauren Goodnight.
Do it. I'm in. I will. I may boycott them, but man, getting that kind of job would be pretty great. I would become the biggest hypocrite.
You got to make that bag.
Gotta make that bag, baby. I would become a hypocrite real fast, and I feel so bad about that because I think maybe being able to do something as cool as fact checking, like it wouldn't be about the wrestling at that point. It would be about facts and information, and those are things that I think, you need to be able to figure out what is and isn't real, especially because of AI and all that kind of nonsense right now. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't take the money. Hire me for AEW. Hire me for GCW. Hire Lauren Goodnight. Hashtag hire Lauren Goodnight. Let's do it. Let's fuck it up. LFG.
Lauren fucking Goodnight. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's not even my best like idea I have for you for a closing thing to say on shows. I have a great tagline for you, by the way.
Do tell.
Hey, it's easy to have a bad day. It's always good to have a good night.
It's easy to have a bad day, but it's easier to tune in and have a good night.
There you go.
I miss radio. Thank you guys. Getting to broadcast again is so much fun.
Well, speaking of tune again, before we go to anything else or final thoughts or anything like that, you also want to tune into other shows that we have here on our local establishment from our great contributors on screen. Here's what we got coming up this week from OLE. Stay tuned. Yes, that's what we got coming up this week. And of course, as you see in the comments section, Chris Parrish saying, Lauren Goodnight, the official bag maker. But you know what? Here on OLE, we got to make some bag too. And that's why we do it, is through our sponsorship. And that's our sponsorship with Rogue Energy. RogueEnergy.com. They are the alternative to the everyday average energy drink that you find in your local convenience store. If you want something that is zero sugar, vegan friendly, low on calories, but bursting with flavor, then go check out RogueEnergy.com. Use the promo code OLEPODS for 10% off of your order. Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Please use it. We want to pay bills.
No, that was an excellent ad read. They're lucky to have you.
Well, thank you. we do our best.
So yeah. Lauren, are you okay answering any questions submitted by the chat?
Absolutely.
So, Chad, if you want, this is your time now to ask Lauren Goodnight anything you want. Please make it, somewhat respectful. Don't be.
I mean, you don't have to be terribly respectful. I'll answer anything. I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of secrets, and I love to talk about the stuff I've gotten to do, and hopefully some lessons I've got to learn, and maybe you guys don't have to learn them. You can learn
without secrets. It's my co-host on Thursday nights and also on Very Pro Wrestling, Papa Smokes.
Papa Smoke!
How you doing, brother?
I was
that's why we do that.
I was tipped off, and you kind of showed us earlier, but you do have a little bit of a pin right on your shoulder there.
Yes,
I'm told you're quite the collector, if I'm not mistaken.
I collect enamel pins. I've collected them for years and years and years, and I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a very sort of internal hobby. I don't have to go out and mess with stuff. And right now, my health isn't the best. Like I said, surgery next week. I'm so excited. Hopefully, we'll fix a whole bunch of problems. And so it's been nice to have just, collections that I can play with and change around. And I also collect books. I collect physical media because at this point, we're just losing entire TV series and films. So I try and get as much physical media as I can get my hands on. It's good shit. Lots and lots of comic art. Obviously, considering the best wrestling stuff I own is generally stuff from artists that have worked for WWE.
What's your favorite non-wrestling related merch that you love?
I have. There are two, but one is I have a tie-tack of one of Godzilla's evolutions in Shin Godzilla, and I love it so much. Godzilla merch is really hit and miss, but that it's big, it's weighty, it's beautiful, it does its job, and that's probably one of the best pieces of merch. And the other one is I have a huge 2-part statue of Bucky Barnes as both Captain America and the Winter Soldier, the comic book version. It's a big Kotobukiya polystone statue that came in 2 parts. It's just fantastic. I think that's a pretty cool one.
Oh, you, Parrish. Same question thrown to you. Non-wrestling.
My favorite non-piece of wrestling?
Yeah.
I mean, just to stay face, a wedding ring on my finger. How about that one?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We're in the same club.
I got to go upstairs today. You know what? Probably one of the. I did go to a Montreal Canadiens game in the Montreal Forum. That place is no longer here. It has a lot of history behind it. That was amazing. I still have the ticket for that game, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably go with that. I mean, I don't know. I do have a lot of cool wrestling stuff, though.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I would say that that ticket, because to me that's just, it was a darker time too. Like our grandma had passed, and we went to Ottawa, and we didn't know kind of what to do. The kind of the mentality of the energy levels pretty low, and then the idea of just driving to Montreal, going to a game. So that's kind of like that ticket represents kind of like an uplifting moment, and it was pretty cool just to go there and experience something that no longer is around. So that's pretty cool. If I still had the photos of when I went to Germany, I think that would have been something, because I had a photo of French kissing the wall, and that was pretty cool. I was dared, and then I didn't realize what I was sticking my tongue on at the time. I had a lot of alcoholic beverages, let's say. I just did it.
You were lightly inebriated in a foreign country and had a good time. And you
Let's
simply
just say
wish you had the
Charlie
picture.
was checked out.
If you don't remember it, that just means, you might have a drinking problem.
I remember it. I just don't remember why I didn't have the good insight to say, hey, I'll just stand beside it.
It was only a drinking problem until he realized he had virtual friends that he could hang out with, because if you're hanging with friends, it's no longer a problem.
Well, things my brother dared it to me too. That was pretty funny. But Bobby, I'll go to you. What's your favorite piece of non-wrestling merchandise?
We'll get there in a second too. I just want to acknowledge Barry Monkey's and I have a painting of Anne Whitecomb as a vampire. I hope I pronounced that right. Probably not. I'm terrible with pronunciation. As a vampire, drawn by the man with the stick from Vic and Bob's Big Night Out, which I suspect will mean nothing to any of you, but does to me. And that's the thing about some of that merch. It's not always something that means something to anybody else. It can mean something on a personal level. Of course, I've got a lot of horror movie based memorabilia and everything like that. Couple autographs and everything like that, which is kind of cool. But I think it's the music stuff that I find most interesting. I've actually got a lot of signed posters and different CDs that have been autographed with different bands I've met through time and stuff like that, or hung out with for that matter. So even some of the more personal ones from the independent bands that I got the opportunity to spend time with were kind of neat. Especially like, a band like Blind Guardian, which I think have gone on to do a lot of bigger things now. But when they rolled through here and hung out with us the one night, they were virtually unknown. They came and ended up crashing on the floor of a house after a show that I booked with them and everything like that. So autographed their CD for me. We hung out, had some drinks and stuff like that. Just a bunch of great guys. So it has those memory effects on me for my merch.
Oh, guys, I remembered something I have that's just fucking wild.
Thanks.
So it's a Doctor Who thing, if you want to get real nerdy about it.
We like getting nerdy.
I came across in my travels a signed photo from back in his West End acting days, the first person to play the Master, Roger Delgado. One of my favorite actors who sadly passed away before I was born, like a year before I was born. So 2 years before I was born. I was able
if you want to find out how old Lauren Goodnight is, find out.
Just Google me. Just look at my Wikipedia page.
Now
my
you
Wikipedia
don't have to
page
ask
is
a
actually
woman her age. She's already given you a hint.
I am 42. I am 42 and I will be 43 fairly shortly. But yeah, there's that is one of the few things that is absolutely correct on my Wikipedia page is my name. That is my name and my my age.
Oh, now the next thing, because I'm gonna say we have to do a part 2. We got to do a Wikipedia fact or fiction now. That has to be a thing. Yeah. That has to be a thing.
No. You could almost do it with IMDb better than Wikipedia. And the problem is, like, the Wikipedia is it's not that it's horrifically wrong. It's that it's the things it's wrong about are taking up space for actual, like, important accomplishments. And it's just kind of like, that's not even what I'm known for. I'm known for these other things. And someone got their claws in and did a bunch of brony shit. Because I used to make a little money doing amateur voices for that crew. They're very nice. They're very kind, except when they're pedos. But that's for everybody. That's honestly for any fandom. But yeah, some brony got a hold of it. And at this point, I can just hope that someone will edit it to accurately reflect what's to accurately reflect my life. I would love to eventually answer questions about that.
Well, there you go, people out there. Start getting on that. Someone out there must know how to do Wikipedia. Come on.
And
well, pretty much everyone changes Wikipedia every day, right?
Yeah, and I'm not interested in changing it myself because I think that's not fair. That's not fair.
No. Change, no, but update, yes.
Update, yes. But, go in and write your own copy is not a great call. Not a great call on something that's, meant to be a fairly neutral account of who a person is. Yeah.
The best Wikipedia.
Someone asked. Who was it who asked if I had a P.O. box? I do not. If you want me to, I will get one because they're not expensive where I live. So yeah, I don't have one, but if you are that interested, I will see what I can do about grabbing one.
I have not heard anybody ask what your P.O. box is in quite some time. So that is just refreshing.
Well, and it's, it's a pleasure that someone would think that highly to ask, to share something that, they care about, or that they think you care about, or they know you care about. That's very flattering and very kind.
Actually, because I have to say this at one. With that being said, when I say that, we take drinks. It's okay if you don't have one, you don't know. I remember at a wrestling show, we had a fan. He knew I was a American football fan. I like the New Orleans Saints, and he had bought me a hat.
I'm a Saints fan, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Saints and Sooners.
Oh my God! Did we just become best friends?
I don't actually watch any of it.
It's okay. You said you're a fan. Let's just.
I am. I wasn't a fan of the Saints. I wasn't a fan of the Saints until I sat down and watched it with Tangaloa in a bar in Philadelphia. That is when I, really.
Oh, decided, so you're in Eagles country and you still said no. Yeah. Okay,
I still said no to the
bigger
Eagles.
Best friends now.
I still said no to the Eagles. Yeah.
But a fan actually bought me a hat and got me a hat, and the fan is no longer with us, and I still have that hat, and it means, now kind of looking back at that sentimental value is pretty cool, and just knowing that I had an impact in somebody's life to do that, get me something that was pretty cool. I think I take stuff like that a little for granted, so but I do appreciate it because I don't know. I hate getting gifts now. I just like giving people stuff. I hate getting stuff.
I like both. I think both have an extraordinary amount of emotion involved. I like making stuff and buying stuff for other people. It's a hoot. It's a serotonin rush to see people happy. But if I do end up signing with OLE at some point, there should be a group P.O. box. There should be a P.O. box for the station.
We all have to run commercials just like in the old days. If you want to reach us, just send your fan letters to P.O. Box Station.
If you want to be, featured on OL, not so much featured, but we'll have unboxing
letters read on the air.
Yeah, we'll have unboxing videos live and sponsored by steak.com. No, I'm kidding. I am absolutely kidding. I am kidding.
Wait, does that mean we get free steak?
Steak.com is Gambo. It's not.
Oh,
okay. It's not food. It's not. Oh, he beat his face into a pulp. And that reminds me that that I had a wonderful Omaha steak last night. If you want to talk about podcasts with extraordinary off the wall segues to advertising, it's always going to be Talk is Jericho. It's never going to get weirder.
We're aiming to get to that level one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're reaching for those stars.
Have me around to keep that hot Renee energy going and go hard.
Yeah. That's another great podcaster shout out too. Is the Sessions?
I love the Sessions. The Sessions was good when it was Oral Sessions, and the Sessions is good now.
I love how much it bugs her still to have to drop the word oral in it.
She thought
that's
it was
a
such
sight
a cool
of a
idea.
Great sense of humor. And
she thought it was such a good idea.
A great Canadian just understands great sense of humor. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Barry Monkey saying letters written in cut up bits of newspaper or green crayon back before the internet when trolls made an effort. When they wanted to blackmail you, not only did they take the time to cut things out of a newspaper, they had to send it to your P.O. box.
It shows they care in the wrong way.
If I get one of those old school Batman, like Riddler type-esque pieces in the mail, I'm kind of marking out just for the fact that that's exactly what I'm going to think of. And I'm like, I got to go watch Batman now.
Yeah, some of the weird shit, man. I've gotten some really cool gifts over the years from fans, like some really, really nice stuff. Things that just make me, smile when I look at them. But oh yeah,
this is so actually Basser, who is in the chat. This was my Christmas gift this year from him. So I wear it on stream or at any of the Prairie Pro Wrestling shows as well too. And not only that, Papa Smokes has a little gift coming up from Basser as well too, because he's a big fan of the two of us. So it's gonna be awesome when Papa Smokes gets his gift in a few weeks.
But Bobby, you spin that sometimes. And
every once in a while. You know what? Even though it's supposed to be for when people subscribe, we'll give a little spin.
Yes,
today, just because.
I was going to ask, do you want to remind the viewers on how you can get said spin?
Well, any further additional spins can owe you a subscription to the Twitch channel, or just, even subscription to YouTube. Like, we really want to hit those YouTube subscriptions. It's been growing exponentially. They say the first 100 is the hardest to hit, and we're almost there, people. 94 subscribers and counting. We're going up from there. Keep them coming. We love every single one of you, and thank you for all you do for us.
Please remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell so that you can be notified every time that OLE does an upload, which is they have a really great schedule with really great hosts. And I think you're going to get some pretty fantastic stuff. But you got to stick around. You got to hit that subscribe button.
And I should mention as well, too, it wasn't on the calendar, but Melball's Mix returns this Friday on the OLE socials as well, too. So Melball killing it with those Melball's Mix episodes on our social media. So make sure you're following us on social media as well, too, because that's the only place you're going to get that amazing content.
And I think this is a good time to say, hey, Lauren, where can the good people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Lulu Goodnight. They can find me on Instagram at I am Lauren Goodnight, but that's kind of more of a personal, this is a collection kind of thing. And they can find me on Facebook and YouTube as Lauren Goodnight, as well as Twitch. Although I haven't done any Twitch stuff except through other people, but at this point I'm getting a little interested. This is fun. It's fun, and it really does look kind of like it can be hobby easy.
Oh yeah, very much so. But which one of us to go next? Is it me next, Parrish? Am I going?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go next. Okay.
No words of the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Follow that ticker at the bottom of your screen. That's what'll lead you to me. Or you can send all your hate mail to P.O. Box. No, I'm kidding, you guys. You know where to find me throughout the week. Of course, this week, Thursday night, of course, I'm going to be back with Ring Respect Radio, of course, with my co-host there, Papa Smokes. And again, we just dropped a new match on Prairie Pro Wrestling yesterday. So if you want to listen to the two of us talk smack about the wrestlers in the ring, then go ahead and tune into that as well too. And of course, next week, you know where I'll be this next Sunday right here, Easter Sunday special. We can all the holiday specials on this show. It's fantastic. We're ruining everybody's holiday seasons.
Ruining? You're enhancing. This is a feature.
Okay. I like
this is a feature, not a bug.
Experience to a whole nother level.
We're bussing, man.
Yeah. But yeah, as I tell people where to find me, if Bobby, you want to get people settled for a raid, I know that's something we like to do. Do you have anybody in mind for a raid?
Well, I'm looking at the list here. Maybe we'll help out our friends over at Fightful Gaming there for this one.
All right. You can find me on the Twitter at Chris Parrish, Instagram at Chris.Parrish. As you know, you do not see my YouTube nor my Twitch, and that's because, well, let's just say they're very inactive. So, yes, you can go and support me on there, but I'd rather you just support OLE for the time being. We have goals, we have standards that we want to get to. So, yeah, please do that first because OLE is more important than I am. But yeah, no. So as Bobby, you're getting that raid going. I want to take the time to say thank you to everyone who has come in and been a part of our chat today. We definitely cannot do this without you. Thank you for being the blood that is our vessel to entertain you. We appreciate that, and we also want to give a great shout out and a thank you to you, Lauren, for joining us and creating some history with us by becoming the first female guest. We hope to have you again. We hope to play that Wikipedia fact or fiction.
It would be a pleasure, gentlemen. When I get my voice back after surgery, you will absolutely have access should you want it. I have an open schedule after surgery.
Well, we wish you the best in that surgery and hope everything goes well. And please let us know how that goes because we'd like to be there for you.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, y'all have been so welcoming, and this show has been so much fun. I appreciate the fact that you have made my Sunday so much more enjoyable.
Appreciate it as well, too. And to everybody watching, until next Sunday, for now, you've been busted.